Mr. Sean here. I've missed you all this week. A week is a long time to go without seeing some of my favorite people in the entire world. But I'm glad it's Sunday, and I'm glad we are back at Victory Life Church. I've been talking to you all about our series, I Am Set Apart. If you were here last week, you remember that we were talking about David and how God set David apart to do something amazing. Do you remember what David did? That's right, he defeated the giant Goliath. Not only did God set David apart to do this great thing, but he made David perfectly to defeat the giant by giving him specific skills and abilities and gifts. Do you remember the 3 skills and abilities that I said God equipped David with? God gave him 1, courage, 2, intelligence, and 3, fantastic aim. In another part of the Bible, it calls the skills and abilities that God gives us gifts or spiritual gifts. The Bible verse I'm talking about is in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 8 through 11. These verses talk about some of the gifts that God gives to different people. It says, to one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by the means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that same Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking different kinds of tongues, and still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one just as he determines. Wow, that was a long verse. Sometimes when I hear so many words, my brain starts thinking about things like ice cream or my favorite TV show or kissing my wife, Miss Carol. Anyway, so what do all these words mean? That God gives us special skills and abilities, just like he gave David. And he gives us those skills and abilities to do the things, the exact things that he planned for us to do. Isn't it amazing to know that we aren't just randomly created? God created you with a plan and a purpose. He thought about how he wanted to create you before you were even born. I like to think of it like this. Imagine there was a fish, a monkey, and a horse. I know this is a unicorn, but a horse, right? Together, and they were doing contests among the 3 of them. The first contest was to see who could climb a tree the fastest. Who do you think would win? I bet you chose the monkey. Why? Is it because the fish and the horse are stupid for not knowing how to climb a tree fast? Or is it because they didn't try hard enough or didn't practice enough? No, of course not. God never designed a fish or a horse to climb a tree, but he designed a monkey perfectly for climbing trees because he knew that a monkey would need to do that to find food or escape their enemies. It's the same thing for our 3 friends in other contests too. If they had a running race, our friend, the horse, would win. If it was a swimming race, I'm guessing Mr. Fish would be the winner. You see, God gifted them with exactly what they needed to do the things that he designed them for. If they wouldn't need something, then God didn't gift it to them. Maybe you get discouraged sometimes because you're not the fastest or the tallest or the best at something. Maybe God didn't design you to need those things, but God has given you gifts that only you have because he designed you to do something that no one else can. A fun part of life is discovering the gifts that God has given us and using them for the things that he's already planned for us. Well, that's it for this week, guys. I can't wait to talk to you more next Sunday about how we're set apart. Have a great week.